Welcome to a short tutorial on an overview of the Drupal user interface of a freshly installed Drupal 7 site. So now that you've installed the website, here is the basics of how the system is organized. You have starting from the top, you have a home link that will take you back to your home of the website. You have the dashboard, which displays a little administrative dashboard of what's going on the website. You can actually customize this dashboard, which is beyond the scope of this tutorial. We'll cover that in the future. You have the content link, which allows you to find a directory of the content available on your site. You have the structure link. The structure link displays links related to the construction of your website, organization, such as blocks, content types, menus, and taxonomy, which, again, we're going to cover in future tutorials, but I thought I would just mention where they are. The appearance. Appearance allows you to set configuration options related to the theme. The theme is actually what the user interface appears like. So you can see that we have two themes, enabled themes, and that's Bartek, and there's Drupal 7, so they look different. People. People allows you to administer people. Modules. Modules is a list of all the modules that are installed on your site, and you can enable and disable modules, which we'll cover that in more detail in the future. The configuration menu will show you that what's going on with your site. If there's anything wrong with your site, you'll see that there's a status report listed, and here we can see that there's a status report, and our configuration file is not protected. So what we would have to do is, let's go back to our FTP, and I can actually change this, so I can edit the file permissions, and I'm going to turn write off for all these, and now what I can do here is just refresh this, and my configuration file is protected. Another thing that you're going to be notified in the status area is about updates. Here we're going to check manually, and everything else is pretty much okay. This GD library rotate and desaturate effect is a warning that some people get, but it is not necessarily a showstopper for your Drupal installation. You just have to recompile PHP. But I find that I don't really need these features, so I don't worry about this. It's not a critical problem. And going back to the configuration menu, you can find that there's a lot of different options here, and throughout this tutorial series we're going to cover all the basics here. Reports allows you to get to the status report, view available updates, logs. We're going to talk a little bit about fields later, and basically get a little information about what's going on with your site. And you have the help menu, and you also have a link to your own account, and we'll talk about accounts in another tutorial. You have your logout link. This gray bar is your shortcut menu. You can edit this shortcut menu, and you can put items in here that your end users may want to use, such as finding content, adding content. Basically, you can think of the top menu as a menu for the site builders or main administrators for the site, and then the shortcut menu might be useful for your end users or your content editors, people that are going to be primarily concerned with doing the day-to-day adding and deleting and inserting of content into the website, but not actually editing the overall structure of it. So it gives them a nice little menu, and they can actually hide. You can hide the menu if you don't want to see that. And here you have the main website content window, and you'll see by default that you get a search block. We'll talk about blocks in another tutorial, and you get a navigation block. This concludes the overview of the Drupal tutorial.